Oh, morning all, back again. Valentine's Day. Hey, I couldn't be bothered since Christmas. The Daily Mail, which is my main source of information, seemed to specialise in Brexit and cleaning the beaches. And there wasn't any news. So I turned to the Daily Mirror. Well, it might be a Corbyn supporter, but it does have little snippets. But even they were running a bit short. There was nothing much about the police. Nothing much about our coloured brethren. And nothing much generally, really. So I've given it all a rest. But James Marlowe is requesting another epic. Logan, my favourite young lady, beer server extraordinaire, well, Guinness server, works in a bar near me, and she's been promoted because they're getting rid of key staff. So now we've got a load of amateurs who don't know how to pull a pint of Guinness, and Logan, who's now been put in charge, so she doesn't have to wear the black uniform. But she has to work with another manager that's covered in tattoos and wears the strangest garb I've ever seen. So I wander next door when she's on, but anyway, that's another story. Anyway, hello Logan, happy Valentine's Day. Should have sent you some flowers. Well, condolences to the family and everybody, relatives. Emiliano Sala, killed in a plane crash on his way to Cardiff City. A footballer none of us have heard of or even seen play has suddenly been subjected to 1 minute silence practically all over the bloody world. Certainly in the UK, every football match. I don't know what you think, but I think it's all a bit weird anyway, especially as Cardiff and Nantes, his own club, are fighting about who's going to pay for him. They're all denying any knowledge. One wants the money, one Cardiff doesn't want to pay. And yet everybody's giving him all the respect in the world, and Neil Warnock has gone off to Argentina to the funeral. What the hell's going on? And then he was being joined in with Gordon Banks and a couple of older players who I'd never heard of. And now we've got the sad loss of the Mars rover. There it is. For 15 years, it's been trekking around Mars, sending back pictures, and then having a sleep. And when NASA wakes it up with a song by Billie Holiday, I'll Be Seeing You, it wakes up and trundles round Mars again, but unfortunately it's died. So, get ready for the weekend. We've got the rugby, football, FA Cup, everything. So we'll be having a minute's silence for the Mars rover now, probably. And what next? Well, we've had an MP saying that Gordon Banks should have had a knighthood. Well, on the grounds of some of these that get knighthoods, probably so. But what did he do? He was a goalkeeper and saved a ball. Kicked by Pelly. So, you get a knighthood for that? Are you serious? Best wishes, Gordon. I did actually know him. He sat at a table with me at the Piccadilly Hotel for a golfing dinner that Willie Morgan ran. But nice fella. But knighthood, sorry, Gordon, not really. Well, what can you say? John Stalker, Assistant Chief Constable in Manchester, fallen foul of Anderton like the rest of the world and ended up losing his job. but thought he knew better, going over to Northern Ireland and investigating the RUC, as it was then, for a shoot to kill policy. And they say he was getting a bit warm, so they sent him back, sacked him from Northern Ireland. And what did he do? He ended up out of the job selling sunblinds. Well, shows you, doesn't it? If you can't stand the heat, don't get in the kitchen. But talking about sitting at dinners, I remember before he went to Northern Ireland, when he used to associate with Kevin Taylor and receive all the drinks, bungs, food, travel he could get his hands on, Kevin got very annoyed with him, sat at a dinner at Swinton Rugby Club, and he told him if he was stupid enough to go to Northern Ireland, they'd eat him alive. And John Stalker, knowing better, decided to go. And lo and behold, they ate him alive, ruined him. See, you got to listen to these people. Well, this lady is Sue James, 77 years old, pensioner, severely disabled, in a wheelchair. Goes to the local post office in Blackburn, and the clerk behind the counter is on his mat saying his prayers, Muslim and all that. So she objects to this, wants serving like you do. It's bad enough, isn't it, when you're 77 and grumpy? Not quite 77, but you can take my word for it. And then she can't get served because of Muslim prayers. And what happens? She gets thrown out and barred from the post office. You can't make it up, can you? Well, this laughing, chubby little individual is Andrew Moffat. He's a head teacher of a school in the Midlands. And he's been teaching his junior pupils about being gay because he's gay. So it's all right then. So he's been telling them all these things that are totally banned by Islam. And now the locals are protesting because 90% of his kids are Muslims. Not sure why he's running a school for Muslims, but anyway, that's another story. But anyway, they're up in arms about it. They don't want it, and I would think, and I don't agree with them often, but quite right too. The good news. Obesity is causing bra companies to make a bigger size, so now you can get a 36DD. So Labour is queuing up for it. Look at this lot. The one there just past is Fiona Onisani, but I bet she's slimming down a bit now because she's living on porridge. Got sent to prison for pretending to not be a driver of a car. But she's still getting her own salary though now, even though she's in nick. She's still getting an MP's salary. And they're going to let her come out to vote for Brexit. Can't get your breath, can you? Anyway, to carry on. Is there any wonder they can't get the vote right on Brexit? They're all too busy eating the subsidised bloody dinners. You know, you can't win, can you? I think the Daily Mail health supplement has reached a pinnacle. Indescribable, really. Well, it's called, let me tell you, I'm going to have to read this, Secrets of Midlife Love. Well, I thought that's interesting to see what we can do here. Always trying to cling on to midlife, let alone a bit of midlife leg over. So, what do you do? 2 simple steps to better sex in marriage. Many couples' capacity for channeling erotic energy tends to diminish in midlife. Well, there's a surprise, Daily Mail. As a result, being sexual can start to feel awkward. One of the biggest mistakes I see midlife couples make is to go to bed and try to have sex immediately. Immediately, crying out loud. By midlife, most couples need first to spend some time opening up together. Bit rude, that, isn't it? Before engaging in any serious lovemaking. Here is my basic 2-step recipe to ensure your sex life survives marriage. Well, this is interesting, isn't it? Step 1. Spend time in bed doing nothing together. Naked if you prefer. Well, you naughty old people. If you like, talk about whatever's on your mind. It doesn't have to be erotic, but keep it simple. Well, I won't have any trouble with that one. See if you can give yourselves permission just to be together quietly, doing nothing. Notice your breathing, the temperature of your skin, the way your body presses against the mattress. Hello? Crying out loud. I think Bernard Manning wrote this. Anyway, step 2. Now turn to your partner. If you've taken the time to tune into your breath and your body, you'll probably find your senses are more open and physical intimacy can proceed in a more natural, less forced way. Well, if that was us, we'd have to set the alarm to wake up, because all this nonsense would have made, well, I can't describe it, I would have just gone to sleep, crying out loud. You'll probably notice that your own desire rises and falls. Well, there you go. That's natural. Notice where your erotic attention goes and follow it there. You may decide to have intercourse or not. And it may not be, not said in the paper this, it may not be your decision. The main thing is to stay present in the moment without judgment. If you can do that all the way through, then you're well on your way to a better sex life for years to come. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? We'll have to give that a go. But on a personal footnote, sod all that and go and get some Viagra at Tesco's. Don't need to chat then, do you? Well, got me all hot and bothered, that one. I don't know whether to go for a Guinness with Logan or go and have a lie down. Then got to time my Viagra if I want to be adventurous. Probably not. Go for a Guinness. No problems with that one. Night all.